Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM23 Newton Heath, episode 43. Since last time, we've played a couple more matches, and I expected problems. But we'll see how that went in a moment. In the meantime, our training facilities upgrade that was ongoing is complete. So we've gone from 2 to now 2.5 star and have reached average training facilities from absolute zilch a handful of years ago up to that is phenomenal. We have a youth facilities upgrade on the way as well. That'll bring that up to 2 stars where we just were moments ago in the training facilities. Our reputation is no longer obscure. It is full on local and 1 star. So things are going well, and of course the finances as always are good. But one interesting note about this season is our current season profit loss. Well, it's less than $1 million. It's only 716,000. I know it's behind the face cam, you can't see it, but profit wise, that's it. We've only made 700,000 this year. That's no small sum. But our balance at 47 million, 47.8 million. It started the year at 47 million. We have made upgrades, we have spent money. It hasn't been spending free. But when we are significantly below the standard for what is League 2 in terms of salary. Actually, are we? Are we though? Let's find out. Here's the update. First on the games, 2 wins, both on the road against 2 good teams. Did not expect that. 3-0 at Forest Green. Aboa, Ford, and Amiobi all getting on the score sheet. And then Eastleigh on the road. Aboa, 11th and 90th minute wins for him. I did go on vacation for 9 days to let the assistant manager handle those 2 games, and instantly our lone man Collier, coming in from Manchester United, who has a promise to play as a regista, which I've been playing him as a regista, but the assistant manager played him as something else for those couple of matches. And we've already gotten a tisk note from their manager, whoever that is right now. Turns out our salary, not too bad. Actually, it's not like what I thought it was. We are rich, but our salary at 2.93 million a year. And of course, the Amiobi, I believe, signing saw that grow quite a bit. That has us all the way up at 3rd in the league. With Wrexham and Southend at the top, just out of us. So we're not spending nothing. I think we were a highly undervalued team. It appears to be better than suspected. I don't know why the media was so low on us. Maybe it was our lack of reputation, that constant thing that we are still battling. But whatever we may be in terms of competitive level, whether we stick around at the top of the league or not, I don't know. But one thing is quite clear. We're still scoring goals. We're still scoring them for fun. We are +7 over a 3-way tie for 2nd in the league in goals scored. That's pretty awesome. That is pretty awesome. That was very unexpected for this season. Our expected goals over performance is by 3 goals. We are outperforming our XG, but not by crazy margins. Doncaster, who sits 2nd, their XG is only 9.7. We are topping the charts, I think, when it comes to XG. Oh, you betcha. We are. We are a good +3 and then some over the rest of the league. Defensively, we are currently 3rd in the league. We've given up 4 goals in 1 match as well. So in the entire rest, the other 10, we've only given up 3 goals. So 1 big breakdown on the road. That's pretty dang good performance otherwise. Where we are excelling is the expected goals against. It's a little bit behind the face cam here, I see, but 8.36, which is best in the league by nearly a goal. Forest Green at 9.14 is 2nd in that chart. So there is where we are excelling. We've given up a little bit more than we should have, with a -3 almost, a difference between the expected versus the actual outcome. So we've actually been unlucky Good to see. Offensively, we've been the best. Defensively, we've been the best. Maybe it's not a fluke. We're at the top of the league. But we're there right now. That doesn't mean we're going to stay there. And if we don't stay there, obviously our performances wouldn't be quite as good as they've been so far. So maybe we still fall off yet. But my light optimism, it's getting solidly optimistic about how we are performing this season. That I think at the very least, I'm starting to think that there's a good chance. There you go. I think that's a good way to phrase it. There's a pretty good chance that we are going to be in the promotion playoff positions by the end of the season. And maybe eking out a spot in the automatic promotion play spots. I don't think we're title contenders at this point. I think it's way too early for that one. But so far, we look the part. Doesn't mean we'll stay like that. It's early, good form. There's almost always a dip, and we've had a lot of close games, a lot of them. So I don't feel like we are that dominant to express much confidence. But the team's good. A lot better than expected. That four-way tie, by the way, is down to just us and Wimbledon on 24 apiece, 7-3 and 1, plus 15 to their plus 9. Cheltenham 1 win behind, and then a couple points further back, or 3 points further back for the rest of the promotion spots. But it's still, it's still fairly tight. I mean, only 10 points separate us from 15th. And you've got the next, all the way down to Portsmouth on 12. It's not a huge gap. I mean, that's half of what we have. It's a decent gap. It's a decent gap. We've scored 24. They scored 12. But it's not like we're just running away with things. It's obviously tight, and we could easily drop multiple positions in a short period of time. But the gaps are starting to stretch a little bit every couple of matches. Port Vale not doing well in the league, and we are at home. We should be coming away with a win on this one, especially when you consider our recent form. With a little bit of squad rotation, we'll see if we can still get the job done. Ola is in. Sarcevic is in. Abuehi is in on the left-hand side. Is it enough? Wilson playing through a broken nose. He's got a mask. Just a few weeks to heal. The win was closer than you would like, but 3 points is 3 points, and that's been the trend throughout the season. It's been a lot of close wins. Port Vale was last in the league, and we only come out 2-1. But it was 2-0 at halftime. You see 17-5 on the overall shots, 72% possession. We should have won a lot more comfortably than we did. But regardless, we get 3 points, and that was the main task at hand. Now, despite the squad rotation, there's still some guys that are tired. We've got a lot of matches in a short period of time here, and we're not in the clear just yet. We're going to have a couple more busy ones. Middle of October is a busy stretch for us. Just as we were getting healthy early season, we were actually top of the league on the injury charts. We cut that down to just Alfie Doi coming back from a concussion in about a week. And then Ola just took a major injury that's going to see him miss 3 to 4 months with a broken foot. That's really unfortunate. Been there. Broke my foot playing this sport as well. 2 more matches, 2 more wins. Bristol Rovers at home, 2-0. They had a man sent off. We grabbed 2 goals, and then we had a man sent off. Smallwood again. 3-match suspension this time. Starting to become a trend, starting to become an issue. He's getting a lot of yellow cards. He's playing that ball-winning midfielder role. He's being aggressive, but making far too many mistakes with it. And the day before this match, he announced that he will retire at the end of the season. So we will very much be looking for a replacement, in particular with Collier only on loan, meaning we're going to have 2 vacancies to fill. And with the regularity of the suspensions that we're facing or injuries that we're facing with these guys. I really think I need to get one in January already, and maybe we need 3, not 2, because Whitehall's just not good enough, and he's struggled when he has played. Portsmouth, we get the win on the road with Aboa grabbing a couple goals yet again, and that's a come from behind victory. Amiobi, though, minor injury. We'll see him out, but you worry that Amiobi could become a major injury issue because of the risk of making it worse with the age. Couple more matches before we get into the FA Cup. First round on the road at Blackpool, the League One side. That's a difficult task to open the FA Cup, so I have a feeling we might be out in the first round again. I believe that's where we've been out for the last couple of seasons now. And then Papa John's Trophy with Wolves coming up. It's only been about a minute since I just was speaking with you, and I went ahead and went into my scouting department to look for an update. I've been, for a long time, running a defensive midfielder scouting task with nothing. 0 reports in nearly a year of trying to run this one. I made a couple tweaks to what I was looking for, and I'm starting to get a handful of reports back in. I've got about 6 reports, and now I'm looking at one of them going, I was just saying how I think we're in need this season of one more. Well, it would only be a loan, but Leicester defender, aka defensive mid, or could also play defensive mid. At center back, he's only 5th on the list, and actually behind Collier, but Collier's not really playing, and he could back those guys up, but Pratt is somebody I want to get some time there. But at defensive mid, it's Collier, it's Smallwood, and it's Grist next place. Tackling is a 15, but he's not that terribly brave. Smallwood is the closer comparison, and you can see how Smallwood has the mental advantage. He's 35 and getting ready to retire, but they're similar players in many respects. But Grist is not as smart, but he is significantly faster, and hopefully getting him some playing time would see his mentals improve a bit more rapidly. And with plenty of potential, the 22-year-old is in need of some senior appearances. Let's see if we can get him in on loan. I mean, we only have one guy in on loan as it is, and we are struggling to fill that defensive mid role properly, regularly, and loan moves, I believe, are open right now. I don't think we have to wait till January 1st to bring a loanee in, but maybe we do. We'll see. But I'll give it a shot. Either way, whether it's January 1st or now, he could be of help. And we have pulled off the move, so Ben Grist is coming in. And the team was reluctant to let him come in as a defensive midfielder. They wanted him training as a center back, as that's his primary. But it's not where I see him at, not where I need him at. So I locked in defensive mid, and they made us pay a little bit more. Instead of 80% of salary, we had to push it up to 90% of salary as a trade-off. But because we are picking up 90% of the salary, Leicester was like, okay, all right. Yeah, bend my arm a little bit, but I suppose. And he has agreed to the deal. So Ben Grist is coming in on loan for the remainder of the season. That gives us 2 loanees at defensive mid, but still continues to... we still persist in the issue that we are going to have to address the position before the offseason or by the offseason, as we have a retiree and 2 load players. So 3 guys that need replacing for next season. And we didn't have enough depth. I think we do have enough depth with the additional guy here, but ultimately, at minimum, we're going to have to replace 2. Mansfield Town might have been 6th in the league, but we go 4-0 in the victory. 2 in the first half, including a Sarcevic penalty in just the 5th minute. Ollie Tanner in the 29th. This is already more penalties than I think we had all of last season. That's one area that things have gone a little bit better for us. Shaq Ford and Aboa both scoring as well. 19-1 on the shot attempts. Wow. Nice. Really good performance from the team. And this was something we weren't seeing in the earlier matches that we're starting to see. The frequency of goals is going up. And look at the gap in the league. We were level 4 matches ago with AFC Wimbledon. We've won all 4 matches since then, picking up the maximum 12 points. And Wimbledon in that time frame have picked up just 2 draws and a couple of losses over their last 4 matches. They went from 7-3-1 to 7-5-3. Them falling off and everybody else struggling as well sees a tight contest of 27 down to 21 points separating second to Wrexham in 14th. But for the moment, anyway, we are very much in form and 9 points clear at the top. I did not see that happening this season. I really didn't. They had us pegged for 23rd, and then we made the handful of signings, a couple starters replaced, and they're like, okay, 16th. And I was like, we always outplay that. We always do better than what they predict. I figured, maybe that meant 10th. Maybe eking our way into 7th and just getting up there. And then early form and early matches suggested that, hey, we were in for a tougher match, but we'll be okay. I didn't see this coming. I really didn't. I'm very surprised. Are you surprised? Are you surprised that we are playing this well, despite not drastically improving the roster? We drastically improved our depth, but we didn't drastically improve, our first 11 by any stretch of the imagination. We got a couple guys in to help with that, but for the most part, it's majority same first 11 from last year. Our first League 2 accolade is Aboa winning the Young Player of the Month after scoring 7 goals in 6 matches in our busy October with a 7.57 rating. As good as Ford has been, Aboa has been better. With plenty of finances, I think it's time to ask for something, but what to ask for right now when we just did training facilities and the youth facilities are already being upgraded currently? I don't feel like it's the right time to ask about like a coaching badge. I need to wait for that until towards the end of the season. Scouts allowed? I mean, that's one thing. Now that we're starting to scout across Europe, having an extra scout could be helpful. I don't know if they'll approve, but we'll try. And they have accepted, so we're going from 5 to 6 for the count. I'll immediately get on with the search of hiring a 6th scout. 2-0 win against Chesterfield on the road, but we saved it till late to get ahead. Alfie Doy has been scoring a lot of presumably corner kick headers as he is playing center back for us. 88th minute, Shackford 90+1, so in stoppage time to come away with the victory. Looks like we should have just about come away with the victory, although that's multiple times of late we've been, hanging on and saving it for the final minute. Still up 9 in the league though, and just continue to look good. And on the road at Blackpool, FA Cup first round match. Tough draw here as we're on the road at a League One side, but they're mid-table. We're top of our table, so we'll see if we can kind of hang with them. I do have squad rotation though. I mean, we need it. It's a cup. I've got guys with some promised playing time that just need to get some time in. Dating back into October, which is now early November, we've had a lot of matches, and we trail 1-0. That was a good goal. Trail 1-0, but we've had a lot of matches in the last handful of weeks. I don't mind getting knocked out here because A, we don't need the funding. B, we need the rest. Oh, what? Maybe he was properly taken down from behind on that one, but 2-0. 2 minutes later. Not sure about that one, but maybe. Like I said, you never know with FM, whether it's actually a penalty or not. It's generally pretty hard to tell. But the way he went down, he looked through on goal. I think that was probably just about the right decision. As Pike gets it, loses it, gets it back. Amiobi finds Aboa, but Aboa can't score. No flag raised, so it looks like that might have counted. 2-2 on shots, and yet we trail 2-0. 3-0. 3-0. This is not going well, folks. Shouts. Demand more. Just 4 shot attempts, just 3 on target, and yet we trail by 1 billion goals in this one, and that is certainly no exaggeration whatsoever. Nice find there. Get to the outside with Powell using the space. Now the overlap, and Powell gets the cross in, but Aboa can't win the header. Redden gets a chance at it. It's blocked, and we're in the corner. Muir finds Amiobi. Amiobi loses out. Appears to be a little bit off the pace here. Good pressure. Nice interception from Collier, but gives it right back, and that's deflected out for the corner kick. We've got good support on hand. They've got good support on hand. It's a big crowd. And Ashby Hammond, who's got the start today, part of that squad rotation. It's definitely not a terrible side that we've put out here, though. I mean, we've got 3 out of 4 regular starters, and one of them was the regular starter until a month ago. We've got our regular starting defensive mids. We just have rotation, really, of a couple guys on top, plus a goalkeeper. We've got 8 regular starters here, and we are not getting played off the pitch, but yeah, it's not looking good. FA Cup exit is all but secured now. Let's hope we could get back into it and make it respectable. But for now, we are no giant killers. And this really isn't a giant anyway, comparatively to where we're at. We look like we might be finding ourselves competing in League One just next season. Are we this bad? Well, the stats don't show it to be this bad. The scoreline does not reflect the reality of this game. They scored on every single shot they had at the beginning in that first 20 minutes. Now we've played an hour and things have settled. Amiobi, let's get you out of there and bring on somebody, anybody. Who do we have? I suppose Ollie Tanner will be the one to come in. Let's get Ollie Palmer on, as Aboa is doing quite bad. Might as well. He needs some minutes. He's requesting a loan. Powell is doing terrible. Oh. Time's just about up here, and at least we settled down from a terrible start. But that couldn't have gone more poorly at the beginning. 3 very quick goals on literally just 3 chances, including what looks like it probably was a good call penalty. After that, we shut them down, and the game petered out into nothingness. But really, really poor performance from some of the guys. They'll need a talking to after that one. That is going to do it for this episode, though. We are out of 2 competitions, and next up for us is the last group stage of the Papa John's Trophy phase, where we go up against the Wolves reserves. If we could perform against them, we would see ourselves get into the second stage of that competition. If we don't, we'll probably be out, even though we sit second in the group right now. You would imagine somebody below us is going to pick up points, because at the very least there are 3 points going to be offered. There's no draw. There is no 1 wins, 1 loses to our benefit kind of thing. I think we must get some sort of result, a draw or better. Otherwise, we will be down to just the league. But the league's going well. I wouldn't mind that so much. That's going to do it for this one, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.